In person, Maribel Arrange, admin assistant, OCAM.
Just for the record, in case if it didn't get it, Jim Ferreira, participating remotely from the town of Warren, town administrator.
Peter Walker, Select Board, Town of Hubbardston.
Elizabeth Trucy, Deputy Director, Central Mass.
Executive Director, Michael Moriarty, Central Mass Regional 901 District.
Mike, do we have a quorum?
We have a quorum, yes.
All right, I think we're all set there. Let's move on to the next item on the agenda, acceptance of meeting minutes. Mike, we got the meeting minutes here? Everybody have a chance to look at them? Any questions?
No.
No? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next item. Let's see here. All right, next item on the agenda is Director and Deputy Director contracts. This is up for discussion purposes. I'm willing to entertain any type of discussion on this. Anybody want to start with this?
Well, first of all, is there any like template for this? Is there anything provided for this, or we're just opening the discussion and that's it?
Yeah, Melanie. So we just wanted to figure out how you guys wanted to handle this. If you guys wanted to handle it almost kind of like the union negotiation contracts, where you guys set a committee together to deal with this, or do you all want to just go into executive session next meeting? We'll provide the documentation prior to the next meeting, but we just wanted to see how you guys wanted to handle this process first before moving forward.
Okay.
I would make a recommendation if we could, put together a small group of people, or if the board wants to do a full executive session, we could do an executive session and, discuss negotiations. The board, may want to do it either way. More than happy to, have a discussion about how you want to proceed. When are the contracts up, Mike?
So our contracts are due at any moment, right? We don't have current contracts with the district. We're still falling under the town of Rutland, but we want to bring our contracts to you guys to be effective as of July 1 of 2026. That's when the district is going to be off the town of Rutland's books. At that same time, that's the transition period. So we're just coming to you ahead of time to try to negotiate these contracts and get them in place for July 1 of 2026.
So we have a little bit of time. It sounds like to me we have until June 30th of next year. But it's good that we're starting a little bit early so that we can have a fruitful discussion and negotiation. I would be interested in, probably, looking to start this, right around the first of the year. I don't know what the board feels.
And if it was to be a small committee to do this, would it consist of just members from the district? Would it still be like a subcommittee, or should Mike?
I think that's up to your guys' purview.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was going to be a subcommittee, who else outside of the members of this current board, or just within the board, a smaller group.
Yeah,
I would
I
rather just see within the board.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
would it be best if it was the full board, or is there a preference, whether it be just a smaller group? Again, anything after 3 or more, would that be obviously a quorum? Would it have to be something that would be posted and still go then into
Right.
an executive session? Normally, that's how it's broken down. So I think that an executive session would be required regardless.
Yeah, 3 or more. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Unless you're going to nominate 2 people to handle it, then
Right. It would have to be only 2.
yeah.
So
So it wouldn't. Peter?
my thought, I'd have no issue with a small subtype committee made up with all the other departments within the Central Mass system. As in, I know I'm supposed to be part of finance at some point. So a subcommittee, maybe with somebody with finance and whoever else is, whatever else the board directs, and they report to the board, and then the board can go into executive and hash out the final, you know what I mean? Get something
Right.
from the subcommittee to put forward with their thoughts, and then let the executive session bang it out.
Yeah,
That's my thought.
or it could
but
be, at least 2 members of this current board, along with
Yeah,
1 or 2 additional, or 3 to make it an odd number, members from the finance. I mean, that's an option too. And that
Yeah,
way
that
it
was
wouldn't
just
be a
a thought.
quorum from either committee. Or no, it would be a quorum because it would still be,
yeah, I mean, I'm
It's
not
always
trying to
coming
make it difficult. I
right.
know we wanna
Yeah, no,
make
just trying to do the math.
make it easier, but sometimes if you get, a bunch of different eyes on it, you know what I mean? And then go to the executive board for a decision or updates and then decision.
Yeah,
But I mean, whatever, I'm open to anything.
Well, in the meantime, Mike, would you be willing to send, because I haven't seen your contract, would you be willing to send your current contract out so I can look at it, the current contract?
Yep, definitely. Yep, we'll send those out after today.
And I need,
That
Thank
would
you.
be helpful. That would be helpful, Mike, if you could send it to everybody.
Yep, I'm going to.
Yeah.
maybe.
And then, and then then maybe we could have a discussion, right after the first of the year, once everybody had time to review it and try to set something up to start negotiations right after the first of the year. How does that sound to everybody?
Sounds good
Sounds
to me.
Works here, yep.
All right. Any more discussion on that topic, or we're all set to move on? Okay. Well, next item on the agenda is acceptance of member communities. Mike, you want to take us through that?
One second here.
we can do that after.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah.
So as outlined in the district agreement, section 4I and section 21, the admission of a new municipality constitutes an amendment to the district agreement and therefore requires supermajority vote, 2/3 of the board of directors. So ultimately, we currently have 6 communities ready to join the district. We had our last meeting on November 18th with the town of Sutton, who unanimously voted to join the Central Mass Regional 901 District. So the current communities looking to join the district are Auburn, Spencer, Sturbridge, Charlton, Oxford, and Sutton. Liz, am I missing anybody? No, okay. That's 6, right?
Yep.
So those 6 communities are looking to be formally accepted into the district. So that's where we're at today, and bringing it to the board at this time.
So, Mike, we will have, so those communities we're going to be voting on today to bring them into the district?
Correct.
So that's quite a few, right? 6, you said?
6, that's correct. Yep.
Okay.
We will not start providing services to these communities until we have an established new facility in infrastructure to do so. This is just the formal acceptance into the district. So when March comes around and we apply for the State 911 Development Grant, we have the amended district agreement that we can provide with the grant, showing that we have the 6 communities successfully joined the district, which allows us to be placed in a higher priority bucket per se for the development grant, giving us a better chance of winning that award.
Okay.
Okay, can we just make sure that we change that written motion in there then to include well, not all of that, but that they won't be officially on board until we obtain the facility?
Yes, yes, anybody can make that adjustment if you like. I'll definitely change it on here though.
Hey, Mike, it looks like it was one of these motions here, says 2/3 supermajority. Is that going to be required for today's vote?
That is required to
Right.
accept the communities in.
Do we
So I
have a
guess-
2/3 today?
Would it be 2/3 of the current?
It's 2/3 of the board that's currently here.
That's currently here?
Yeah. So with that being said, I don't know how anybody else feels. I know that Hubbardson and I know you've been stepping in and that's great. I just didn't know if that's something that Nate should, or would it be, are you comfortable with voting on
I
behalf?
have his voting power right now.
Okay, okay. Sounds good.
So I was told at the last meeting.
But if I can just make one comment through the chair.
Yes, sir.
So just, I know I brought it here today, just thinking about the entire process, but this is solely up to you, you guys as the board. But obviously this is a historical moment, right? We joined this district as a group, formed this district as a group of 5 communities, and we're looking at bringing on 6 other communities today. Just thinking a little bit more about it. I don't know if the board would be amenable to tabling it to next meeting. Because of the historic, to have all board members here for that vote, I think it's a big moment, and I think all 5 communities be here. We don't have a representative from Rutland here today. One of the core communities of the 5. So that's just my feeling as the director here, but it's solely up to you guys.
I agree.
Mike, if I may just comment on that, I think that you have some valid points there. And, all the work that has been done thus far, I really think that we should get some type of announcement or some type of press out of this because of this, the significance and the impact that this is going to have in central Massachusetts. And so, to have more, board members, current board members present at the meeting, I think is helpful. And number 2, you may want to invite some of these communities that have, passed and want to join. They may want to just be spectators at the at our meeting, and we encourage people to participate in person at that meeting. And maybe we can call some of the press for the area and see if they'll cover it to get some traction and to set it up for the grant that we're going to go after.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah,
great idea.
Great points.
It's big because we're more than doubling the size we're at right now. So it's to me, it's huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To let people be aware of what's
Yeah.
going on in Central Mass, you know what I mean? And then it could spur other towns to get interested.
Sure,
I agree.
perfect.
I would be comfortable, Mike, if you want to set that up and know of a good time when we can get everybody together, if you want to, work on that. However, I don't want it to fall by the wayside. Obviously, it's important that we, act on this while these communities said yes, but, I'd leave it up to you as long as the board's okay with everything, to make that determination.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll do.
And so when you spoke to these towns, are they like looking forward to July 1? Is that what their time frame is?
No, they're under the understanding that we won't be able to provide services to their communities until the facility is constructed. and operational.
Okay. All right. So it's not July 1.
No.
Okay.
And can they withdraw their,
So once they're accepted into the district agreement, there is provisions in there for
Okay,
them to
great.
withdraw. I think they just have to satisfy all the financial obligations if there is any during that time period. So
Sure.
any legal bills will be assessed throughout, now moving forward with the district now that they're in. If there's any legal bills during that time, it's not only going to be assessed to 5 It'll be assessed to all
Mhm.
11 at that point, so.
Okay.
And one last question I have, do you have a number of population for all these towns?
In front of me right now, no.
Okay,
But I can send that. I can send the packet that we've been utilizing. It's called the Interested Community Evaluation Packet that we've been utilizing at all 6 of these select board meetings, which has all this data built into it. So I can send that out along with our contracts as well.
okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll table that until an appropriate time for Mike to put that together for us. Next item on the agenda, old business operating bylaws. Mike, you want to take us through that?
Yep. So just like last time, I know I did go over this in the last meeting, but we didn't all get to see those documents. But the bylaws are just going to outline the structure, the officer duties, meeting requirements, quorum rules, fiscal and administrative procedures, and compliance obligations under Massachusetts general law. They establish a clear governance protocols as we move forward in fully operating in the district. These bylaws are a supplement to the district agreement and the Massachusetts general law and help ensure smooth operations as the district grows and assumes independent functions. So like I said, they supplement, but they do not supersede the district agreement and state law and formalized governance meeting requirements form. That's ultimately what it's, so it's basically the bylaws are just breaking down the district agreement and being more specific on some of those bullet items that are very general in the district agreement.
Mhm.
Okay, and any discussion on this topic from the rest of the board? Everybody have a chance to review it?
So send me a folder.
Yep.
With
I'll send you.
everything.
Yep.
That Nate has.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And we'll go from there.
Yep.
Just so I can.
Yeah.
Put it all into the sponge.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Will do.
Thank you.
Um, And currently, Mike, you're sending these agendas to each of the community's town clerks as well?
So I know in one of the meetings, we said that the district website is the main posting for the agendas. That will still continue, but moving forward, I'm going to make a distribution list to be sent to all the communities for the bylaws as well.
Okay, so just the district website would be sufficient to be in compliance?
Correct, yes. Yeah. So I'll send it to the rest of the towns if they feel like they want to post those. You can feel free to post them.
Send them to the town clerk's
Yeah,
office.
town clerk's office, yep. Is everybody okay with the town clerk's office, right? Correct? Sending it directly to them?
Mike, if you wouldn't mind, if you could send it to me, then I can make sure it gets posted and then put on the town's website as well.
Yes, definitely.
And then for OCAM, I would suggest both myself and the town clerk just
Both,
to,
yeah.
for sure, but I can,
So I can basically just do it to both. Melanie, you want it to you and the town clerk as well?
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I'll do for all the
Yeah,
communities. I'll do it to.
That would be fine. Yep.
both, yeah.
and then, so just here under Article 6, it says the committees and subcommittees, that the board can add an ad hoc committee, but then it says each committee shall abide by the open meeting law. So something just to, which is fine, but just in discussion to what we spoke about earlier, that even a subcommittee would have to have probably a posting of
Agenda.
an agenda.
Yep.
And follow all those regulations.
Section 6.
Yeah, if it was a majority of the board, I mean, if there was a majority of the board
If it's in a quorum, yep.
quorum, yep. Any other discussion on the topic or?
I'm good with them.
Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to adopt the Central Massachusetts Regional 911 District Operating Bylaws as presented. Is there a second?
Second, so moved, actually.
Okay.
Second,
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Aye. Any opposed? None. It's adopted.
Perfect.
Okay, old business. Looks like we have Executive Director Authority and Responsibility. Policy, Mike, you want to take us through this policy?
Yep, again, so this was in your packet last time, and just to explain it a little bit more, it's gonna align my authority over day-to-day operations, personnel, procurement, and emergency decision-making, while clearly defining which actions require board approval. It provides transparency, accountability, and aligns with national public safety accreditation standards as well. So it just encompasses everything that I may encounter during the employment, so that I don't have to address the board for every decision. So this gives a little leeway for myself to make decisions. But obviously, any decisions that are made will be presented to the board at the next meeting.
Through the chair, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
Mike,
Go
didn't
ahead.
we vote on, thank you, Jim. Didn't we vote on something kind of among, something along these lines back in Rutland? No, to give you authorization. It was more like an informal,
Yeah,
to create.
the
Perfect.
document and then bring it to you
Okay.
guys. Yep.
Thank you.
yeah, there's a monetary cutoff on that also. Didn't I read something about up to $5,000?
Yes, I believe that's correct. Yeah,
Decisions?
decisions up to 5,000, anything
Okay.
over 5,000. I think that might be in the other document.
I thought I read that. Um,
I'm just scanning real quick. I believe that was in the treasurer bond authorization
Mhm.
and the other document from last meeting.
Yeah.
That is not explicit in this
okay.
SOP. This is pretty much just outlining day-to-day operations and able to expend what's within the budget.
Yeah, up to a certain point, then you have to go to the board for anything above.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, which you probably would anyway.
Yes.
so,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Serious money, you've got to speak to somebody else. So, all
Yep.
right, cool.
Any other discussion on this? Oh, okay, I'll like to entertain a motion to adopt the Executive Director Authority and Responsibility Standard Operating Procedure as presented. Is there a second?
Second,
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Aye. Any opposed? None. The policy passes. Okay, old business, union negotiation dates, okay. The district has received a demand to bargain email from on behalf of Coalition for a successor agreement expiring June 30th, 2026. Mike, I remember we talked about this at the last meeting. How did we left this off? Did we talk about dates?
No, we did not talk about dates last time. I think what was requested at last meeting is that the current collective bargaining agreement be sent out to the group. Which that was done on the 14th.
Yeah.
And then dates would be picked at this meeting to move forward with starting those negotiations.
I think, if we could maybe pick a date, start talking about it right after the first of the year. I don't know how the board feels about that, but maybe a date and to start, discussions in January. providing council a date, but also in that letter that maybe Mike could send them, we could ask for their on the record proposals, so that they could send them to us. Maybe we get the on the record proposals before our meeting date. So our first meeting could be fruitful discussion. I don't know how the board feels on that.
I'm good.
Do you have a date in mind that works best for everybody?
No, the only thing, I guess, not to jump ahead of the agenda, back to the monthly meetings. I just want to remind, and I'm sure we're all aware that at the start of the year, we're also going into budget season for our own communities, right? So with that being said, there are a lot of meetings. And granted, this is just as important, but I just wanted to keep that in mind. So maybe designating that one day that we can all know, or that one day a month, or whatever we choose, will probably be beneficial as we kind of go into that busy time of year.
So do you think to do union negotiations on the same date as the monthly board of directors meeting as well, you think?
I mean, I'm open for anything. I just putting it out there just to kind of keep that in mind as we look through our calendars to try to pick a date. If we're going to consider that, Mike, I guess the question would be, what was the poll for the monthly discussion or the monthly meetings? Maybe that can help kind of guide.
So through the chair, is it all right to move to item number 10, discuss that
Sure.
first?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So like I sent out on the 14th, all that documentation. I also sent the poll out regarding our monthly meeting date. That poll came back with 2 submissions, with Tuesday and Wednesday, and then every second and third week. Those were the options. So does anybody have a preference, Tuesday or Wednesday?
Both kind of middle of the week, so it's
Yeah.
easier.
I mean, I think if I was going to go back to my poll, I think I voted Wednesday, but
Yeah,
I'm open to.
they sound good to me.
I'm fine
That's
with
fine.
Wednesday, the third week.
Third week?
Yeah.
Okay. So the third week would put us at the 21st of January, right?
Yes. And December would be
17.
the 17th.
What time are these meetings?
Yeah, that's what we got to discuss as well.
That makes a huge difference, actually.
Yep. You got a suggestion, Melanie?
No, I do not, because I don't know what you've done in the past.
Oh, we've had them in the morning, we've had them in the afternoon, so it's, again, I think it's up to you guys what works best with your guys' schedules. I'm always available, so.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, it does, I'm a little bit flexible. Maybe we could have our business meeting and then, do the contract negotiations after the business meeting if you want.
Yeah,
we
that
have-
works for me. That way we could just block out that whole time.
Do we have a preferred start-in time?
I mean, I prefer mornings, but I can adjust. I mean, that's just me.
I'm good with
Morning.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock's fine with me.
Okay, perfect. All right. That took care of 10 and 8.
Okay. So, if we're gonna go back to the,
This one?
back to the union negotiations, if the board's comfortable, with starting, with sending the, Danielle, Fogarty a letter, saying that, we would like to, start discussions, for a successor agreement on, January 21st. And we would appreciate your on the record proposals back to Mike by the 14th, a week before.
That makes sense.
And what time do we want to give them? Do we want to keep our board meetings to an hour, hour and a half, and then them at the end, or how do you want to work this?
We could, you know, on maybe on days that we have contract negotiations, maybe our board meeting is just the bare minimum that we need for that month, and you know, maybe it's just an hour or so for you know, to clear up some business, and then we can go into contract negotiations.
Yeah, I agree.
Sounds good.
And I just have a question, just because I've never done this before. Are contract negotiations typically just once a month?
It depends on the availability of all members. It can be more than once.
Yeah.
It can be,
Can be at discretion.
just all depends on what gets hashed out during those meetings.
Yeah, I mean, if the you know, it depends. I mean, we could settle very soon, and it doesn't you know, it doesn't require multiple meetings, or it could be, you know, drawn out over multiple meetings.
I was just wondering, because I just in case they ask any questions.
You know, I think it depends on, you know, you know, I've had contract negotiations where they're on the record proposals, you know, they had 30 items, you know, and so if, you know, if the board wants to go through all 30 items, that's going to take a long time. If they can reduce it down to 3 or 4 items, then, you know, it would go quicker. You know, it depends on what their proposals come back at, I would imagine.
Do you want Mike's proposals on the 14th as well?
Yeah, that would be helpful. Yep.
Perfect.
And then at least we have a week to review them before our meeting. Any other discussion? Is the board okay with that? Could I have a motion to direct Director Moriarty to send that letter on those stipulations?
So moved.
All in
Second,
favor?
aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? None. Okay, thanks.
I'm sorry, I do have one more question. Is Nate going to be back? Because isn't he part of the negotiation? Okay, so if Nate's not here, these two. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we didn't have to figure out anything else.
All right, anything else? What do we got? Old business district activation plan. Mike, you want to take us through that?
Yeah, so it's just, this plan just outlines the required steps for activating the district as an independent governmental entity pursuant to the district agreement in Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 6A, Sections 18P through 18V, as an evictor. So it just outlines all the steps that are going to need to be taken throughout this process to get us to July 1 as our independent district off of Rutland's books completely. So just pretty much a framework checklist to go through that I provided you guys, and if you have any questions.
Okay, I open this up for discussion with the board. Anybody want to start discussion on this? Everybody had a chance to review it?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I guess the only comment that I would say is, if this is till June 30th, right, to then be off Rutland, this spirals into the conversation of employees for the district for July 1st,
as well, yeah,
for like treasurer, accountant, and all those
correct,
as
yes.
well.
All the ancillary, yeah.
Yeah,
And if-
and, or how the board would want to move forward,
Yeah.
for that transition.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so the board will have to decide if they want an independent treasurer. Currently, right now, we're going to utilize Rutland's treasurer temporarily until July 1. But the board will have to make a decision on whether they want an independent treasurer hired, as well as an accountant moving forward, or to utilize any of the, if the other 6 communities get accepted into the district, any of the 11 communities fiscal departments with an IMA built in place at that point. But again, we don't have to make that decision tonight, but, or today. But that'll definitely be on your guys' task
Yeah.
list.
my thought is just as this district grows, if a current employee of one of our municipalities is the designated person for treasurer, accountant, as it grows, would they still be able to grow with the additional hours that would be required? So I guess it's a discussion to have in the future to know or try to find out, have a ballpark idea of how many hours these roles will require, and if that would mesh with their current roles, if it's one of the current employees. So there's no, it's very separated, that it's 2 separate entities and 2 different employers, and there's no crossing in between.
What,
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
put out there now that I'd rather see somebody on the outside, not from one of the towns, just because of staff turnover.
And I concur. I think additional to what Melanie said, I just think that it's really hard for the lines to get blurred, and has nothing to do with our current employees or, could be excellent. It's just, it's easy to kind of cross that line. And my concern is, as we grow, right, we're going from 5 to possibly 11 and possibly more in the future, right? When the demand becomes higher and more hours, would this even be sustainable for someone that started off with a small community, a small district? So I would hate to kind of eliminate those possibilities of those conflicts that could be foreseen in the future.
yeah, I mean, the way I feel, if you take your budget you have now and you're more than doubling your budget here, the hope is we can lower where we're at now, right? That's the whole purpose of doing this whole thing, to make each town's amount that they take come down a little bit.
Sure.
So, but you're still more than doubling your current budget, so. And town treasurers, I think, are stretched pretty thin as we are now.
Correct.
I mean, so, yeah, it'd be okay if it was just still 5 towns. I think they could handle something like that, but now go
Right.
to 11 towns and then
Right, and
possibly
some.
20,
Right.
right? So now you got to looking for another treasurer.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So that's my thought.
Mike, what do you envision if we were to go outside and to find some of these positions like the treasurer and the accountant, and not, have somebody from a model from a town? And I think that's what we were talking about initially was, seeing if a treasurer would be willing to take this on as an additional stipend or whatever have you. If we don't do that type of model and we move towards, posting the position and, and actually hiring somebody, do you anticipate that model would actually cost the district more money? Because now you're talking about a full-fledged employee. Would this person be full-time? Would there be benefits tied to it? What are you looking at? And do you feel as though that you could potentially find somebody that maybe has these skills or qualifications?
So I think it goes to figuring out what the demand's gonna be first and trying to figure that out. Because if we can get away with a part-time treasurer, which it's a possibility, they're just making sure that the money's flowing through correctly and doing the reconciliation. So if the demand is not high, I think we can get away with part-time, but obviously as we grow, if the demand gets higher, yeah, it's gonna probably end up costing the district more money if we have to put on a full-time treasurer at that point,
With
due to
benefits,
benefits and salary or hourly wage. Yes, it would ultimately cost the district a significant more than part-time or a stipend. But I think that's what we have to evaluate is what the demand's gonna be and then go from there. Because maybe, like we said, maybe a IMA or MOU between one of the communities would work, but I know a lot of you don't want that, but that's an option, or part-time, but I think the demand is the big thing we have to figure out is what the demand's gonna be first before we can make that
Okay.
decision.
I'm open either way. I mean, as long as we investigate both avenues, I don't have a preference either way. Whatever would work the best for the district.
Through the chair, may I address Mr. Moriarty or just make a comment? into the room?
Sure, yeah.
Mike, have you looked into maybe any of the other districts? I know like Nashova, aren't they a district?
They are a district.
Right, like to see maybe how they,
I have not gotten that far yet.
so maybe
So
that's
still
something,
General plan.
when the time comes,
Yeah.
maybe that's a way to say, how do
Yeah.
you guys figure this out, just to have like a baseline?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to a couple
Yep.
different ones
Yeah.
and see what, someone might have part-time, some might have
Maybe they have,
outside.
yeah,
We'll do my due diligence and put together a little report on that and provide that to the
Yeah.
board.
Maybe one of those, one of those districts, maybe there's not a lot of work and maybe somebody over there who's already doing the work, maybe want to take on some additional responsibilities or looking for additional compensation. Maybe they would be interested in doing some work for us. If they are doing work in another community, doing the same thing, maybe they would be interested. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I personally would, how many districts are there in the state?
Districts,
per
off the top
dispatch?
of my head, I'm not sure. I know there's 32 regional centers in
Oh my
Massachusetts
God.
right now. So
Never mind.
whether or not they're district or not, some of them are host communities. Some are run by the state 911 department. Some are run by the state police. There are some districts, but there is a lot of host community.
Yeah, so
Regionals as
if you go out and maybe talk to a couple or three and just say, who does your treasurer finance work? Whether you keep it within one of the host
Right.
towns or do you have an outside vendor? And just to poll to see, you're gonna get a feeling from two or three
Sure.
of them, right,
Yeah.
where they're at.
Yeah, we have a regional director's distribution list that I can just send that question out and usually
Yeah,
they
just
send it back.
send
So,
out a little,
Yeah.
how are you guys functioning? You use an outside vendor or are you
Right.
keeping it within
Yeah.
the towns in the community that handle it? You know what I mean? Within the contract. Excellent. Thank you. That's all I got.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Okay, so do we need to move on this plan right now, or you want to report back to us on that, Mike, or?
well, I think that treasurer part, that's just one item within this activation plan. This is just like a structure of where we're gonna move forward. It outlines all the procedural steps that need to be done by the district to get off of Rutland's book.
Okay.
So this is ultimately just a checklist that we're
Okay.
moving
All
forward.
right.
No big decision. We can always modify the activation plan as need be as well.
Okay. All right. Well, if the board's comfortable with it, do you want to entertain a motion to adopt it?
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it as long as we can, modify it at a later date, or, Mike, you can, obviously report back to us on the treasurer, accountant, finance side of things, and let us know what you've discovered.
Yeah, as I complete the items on the checklist, I'll definitely be bringing those to the board meetings to make sure that you're aware that all these items are being completed.
Yeah, and we just need to note that this may be amended as needed also, as obviously.
Mhm.
I'm good.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the activation plan as presented with the caveat that it can be amended at any time?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? No opposed. The motion, policy is adopted. Okay, old business monthly meeting dates. I think we took care of that, right? So our next meeting is going to be the 17th of December, right? 9 a.m. And where are we going to have it next meeting?
So through the chair, if I can make a comment.
Yep.
So I think for the 17th, if we're planning on inviting all these communities and possibly press, I don't know if everybody's amenable to Rutland at the Rutland Library in the big conference area where they have the big projector that we can have a slide up as well. And it's a very large room that we could fit everybody in if we're expecting quite a few people from these communities.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Yep, I'm good.
That works for me.
Good.
So I'll just have to make sure that it's available for the 17th and I'll get back to everybody. I'll have to call the library to get that approval, but I'll definitely get back to you guys later on today.
And that would be at 9 in the morning, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. If you could just send us the agenda like a week before or something,
Yep.
Okay.
I'll start compiling that now and getting that together for you guys.
All right. Any other comments, concerns, public comment? Anybody?
No, I just want to ask, when do you anticipate that the subcommittee for the finance or the finance committee, I don't know if that's what it's being called, but will be meeting?
So I believe we're still missing on representatives to be elected.
Okay.
From I believe.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Mike, I forgot to, I actually am the one, I want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep. So you'll be the representative. You're allowed
Yes.
to. You're allowed to. So if you want yourself and someone from your finance committee, it's up to you. We'll have the same capabilities of everybody being able to join remotely as well.
okay, all right.
It's
I'll
solely
reach
up to
out.
you.
I know they all, I believe all my FinCom works all day, so I will have to see if there's anybody who's available.
Perfect. And I believe Hubbardson gave me theirs. Jim is
Yeah, but-
you. Oh, hold
Our
on.
treasurer's leaving.
Oh, your treasurer's leaving. All right.
Yeah, so we're in limbo again. We're in trouble.
Okay. So I know Nate was the other elected
Yeah, I think,
finance member.
I
so-
think he put forward my name.
Yes, I
and
believe
Mary.
that's true, yeah.
LaRue. I think that's, I don't know.
It is, yeah.
Mary. But she's gonna be departing us in a couple of weeks or a week or so.
Okay. You'll be there. So
Yeah,
at least one member.
yeah.
And for
Um,
OCAM, we have one of the chair of the Board of Selectmen and one of the finance committee members.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you send me that? I'm trying to.
Maybe,
Okay.
I think I sent it to you as a maybe, but I have
Okay.
maybe didn't confirm. I'll send it to you in an email just to confirm.
So in my email that I send out with everything else, all the other documentation that's being requested, I'll just ask for everybody to just provide their members just to confirm one more time that we have that committee set. And if you
Yeah.
could provide email and phone numbers for each member as well.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I need to get on the list for everything.
Just so I can provide the information to all those contacts as well.
Mike,
Sounds
I'm
good.
still having a discussion with our finance committee. I got to check back with one of the members, see if she can join.
Definitely. Okay.
And I'll see if I can come up with another name to replace Mary. We're in the middle, so it's, I mean, it's just, everybody's having turnover, right? So
Yeah.
you just gotta deal with it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you just gotta deal with it. We can move forward.
Always get
Maybe,
through.
Mike, we could put this on the agenda for next meeting.
Next meeting? Yep.
Yeah.
Will do.
It's the finance thing? Yeah, it sounds good. I might have a better idea by then.
Will do.
Perfect.
I know I'm good, but we can't speak for others.
Okay, anybody else have any comments, questions, concerns? No, I just want to wish everybody a nice Thanksgiving. Hope everybody has a really nice Thanksgiving and enjoy it with your families.
Same to you.
too.
Thank you.
Thank
Same to
you, you too.
Oh, and if I may, I just wanted to take a moment and recognize Deputy, did I beat you to it? Go ahead, because I would have, I have to find it on Facebook. Let's see, so Deputy Director Elizabeth, who has been selected as the 2025 Association of Public Safety Communications Officials Atlantic Director of the Year. So I just wanted to say
All right.
congratulations. We are very lucky to have you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And with that being said, also,
Almost made it.
also just want to recognize again, both Moriarty and Liz for completing something. I know I saw it on here.
It's the Center Manager Certification Program through NINA.
Oh, Dina, yep.
Through NINA.
So-
It's a prestigious class in the United States that directors, deputy directors, and supervisors receive through NINA. It's a 40-hour class, very extensive, a lot of role playing and administrative. It goes over pretty much everything, but it's a hard class to get into. I can say that I believe a few people in the class have been trying to get into this class for 6 years.
Wow.
So it shows how popular it is, and not everybody gets into it.
Well,
So,
on behalf of myself and I'm sure of the district, thank you guys. We're very fortunate to have you and for your hard work and dedication. And
Job well
this
done.
couldn't be done without you guys. Thank you.
thank you.
Well done, well done. Congratulations, Mike and Liz.
Thank you.
If there's no other comments or any other discussion, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn and to our next meeting on December 17th.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Bye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you. Happy
Take care.
Thanksgiving. Take care. Bye-bye.
So Mike.